Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Today we're going to be experiencing a full moon in Cancer, just a few hours away from when I'm doing this reading. So I decided to do a special read with the focus on this full moon and how it's impacting Twin Flames and the Twin Flame journey. I do have, as usual, a couple of oracle decks for this kind of events. I do have my lamp, my moon lamp. So I will start with Beyond Lemuria to get us some guidance from the ethers and from the ancient realms on what this means. Cancer is actually, so the moon is the ruler of the sign of Cancer, the natural ruler of Cancer. So they're kind of like, this amplifies the significance of this full moon. And for you, it will be amplified even more for a personal story if you have a moon in Cancer, or you have Cancer in your chart and some personal planet placements, or even you have a lot of water in your chart. It's Cancer at, moon is in Cancer at 16 degrees. So degrees also important. You can check those if you have something at 16 degrees or close to that part of your life will be impacted as well. So it's pretty significant, and yeah, let's find out. So we'll start with Oracle. We'll then go to Tarot, and I have a movie Tarot today to see what is being released during this full moon, because that's the main focus behind full moon concept. So we'll see what gets released for each of the twins, and then with a separate deck, I'll check how is it impacting Twin Flame journey, what's the significance, and it will be just one question, one placement, because this will be for the dynamic, for the connection itself. And at the end, I will also pull some advice from the Angel Therapy deck for both of the twins, for each of the twins. Okay, let's start with Beyond Lemuria first and pull a card for Divine Feminine's watching. Let's take a deep breath, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're ready for the weekend. Have some nice plans. Too many cards. Let's try again. As for me, we have our Orthodox Christmas Eve today, so usually it means that I'm spending Christmas Eve and Christmas Day on more solemn activities. This time, actually, it will be partly like that because I'll be preparing for my North Node webinar. It's happening this Sunday. I will post a link. I'm still finishing with my article, so I want to post the links and all that funk after I finish the article, so that those people who don't really know what North Node stands for, what does it mean, they can get some idea of that before they are ready to sign up for the webinar. And it's a free webinar. It's at 12 noon Eastern time on Sunday, so I hope you guys can join. It's gonna be interesting. I feel like for twins it's even more important, because we're kind of told, as soon as we find out that we are twin flames, we're told as light workers, and on top of it as a twin flame, it's like an extra mission, extra layer. We do have certain objectives here, and they're pretty specific, depending on, first of all, our talents and skills, our potential, and second of all, on what the contract was for this particular lifetime, right? And of course, the other aspects that are impacted, it is our karmic baggage, and also our soul journey. So a lot of things come in play, and a lot of information comes at us as we start moving forward in our inner work, and also in identifying our talents, in understanding how can we use those skills for something, you know, for something practical, for something that people can use to you know, to grow, to become happier, to spread that light, but in a way that makes sense to people, that's accessible to them, right? That's where the challenge lies a lot of times. And I feel like the North Node knowledge gives very important hints in that regard. At least it gives food for thought, and then you can, especially if you don't have a lot of ideas. Like if you know, okay, this is the list of my talents, then you probably already have some ideas of how you feel you would like to share that with other people, to share of yourself, right? But if you're still in phase one, where you're trying to understand what are those talents and what is it that you could do as a light worker, then that part will be a big clue in, you know, planning your next steps and identifying details. Okay, so for divine feminines, we have starseed elemental. Speaking of which, yeah, so elementals actually considered particular, almost like ethnicities of the realm. Children as teachers, fun, lightheartedness, joy, laughter, and newly incarnated souls, the child within, maintaining an inquisitive perspective, wonder, and imagination. Yeah, elementals, examples of elementals could be fairies, for example. So they're usually supposed to have like this lighthearted and joyful nature. Elementals like to have fun, but like to entertain themselves and entertain other people as well. Their talents a lot of times lie around music, cooking, those skills, right? And in this card, it's actually taking us back to being a child and remembering your childlike self. So this is a very interesting concept of experiences during the full moon, right? Because a lot of memories and suppressed emotions can come up during this time. That's one of the main impacts that the moon is having on us, the full moon in particular, especially when it's in Cancer. So yeah, we see here it says, being with children can be a great way to recapture wonder, innocence, and apologetic truth and wisdom. So even being with other children, right, that can encourage you to remember some of your own childhood memories and feelings that you had back then. Their realities are not yet muddied by shoulds and cannots, and their imaginations are often so wild and creative that they can be our biggest inspirers. Furthermore, as their incarnation from pure spirit is more recent, they're still aware of energy and have a natural psychic awareness. Right now, powerful souls are incarnating on Earth to help with the progression on this planet. All children are equally special, but some may have different or unique needs due to their more sensitive and energetic natures. The way children were brought up in previous generations may not be the best options for today. Humans are evolving, and children can be our wisest teachers. May we listen to them with our hearts and let their ways unveil fresh new eyes so we may see a whole new world. And the divinatory meaning: bring a sense of play, lightness, and spontaneity to your life. Be inspired by children or your inner child. You're encouraged to add inquisitiveness, fun, and laughter to your reality. This card may signify the presence of a child in your life. Spending time with children will help you experience the world from a fresh perspective and see them as the inspiring teachers they are. Beautiful. I think that card speaks for itself. Okay, let's get the card for Divine Masculines now. Third eye chakra, pineal perspective, number 8. In this deck, there is a way to work with chakras using the sequels here, but we aren't going to go into that right now, but I will read the information here. So this is the seat of wisdom and consciousness, intuition, imagination, seeing inner and outer worlds, understanding. Connect with your third eye and transcend what you understand with your mind. Discover a deeper inner knowing through the interconnected web of all this is and has been. You can tune into this wisdom at will, as and when you wish to. This wisdom is ancient yet pioneering. It is the creator of the free will we choose to live from moment to moment. Be the observant witness. Allow the transcendence of duality without judgment. Be mindful, listen, and allow your unfurling intuition to unravel the paradoxes of reality. To restore, examine limiting ideas, listen more, balance the left hemisphere's logical and analytical thinking with inner guidance and deeper wisdom, which is the moon knowledge, right? That intuitive core that we all have. Take note of any thought patterns that may be holding you from your fullest potential through the mind-based fear of past experiences. So yeah, I think it has a connection, right, with what we saw, because in both cases, and that's the moon energy for you. In both cases, the twins are asked to go into their more 5D self, right? Just a little bit different, more authentic self, more like to the core of their soul, but in a bit different way. This through directly like doing the, like having that extra vision, right? Like understanding the nature of things, connecting with the source. This is more about connection with inner child, if anything, right? If you do have tools for connecting with your inner child, that would be the best. If not, then other options are either work with the triggers and emotions that are coming up during this time, or spend time with children to get some inspiration and some ideas. Of course, you will see them in the contrast of the vision that the kids have, and then maybe some limitations that you've acquired being a grown up and having spent longer in this society with all the rules and shouldn'ts and cannots. Okay, let's get into tarot, and we'll get information for divine feminines on what is being released during this full moon in Cancer. Let's see what is being released for divine feminines. Five of Wands, yes, baby. So the ultimate karma and ties to low vibrational people and situations. It's being released, right? And what I'm getting, I mean, this is kind of abstract, this is a collective reading. What I'm getting is this is releasing the necessity to stay within certain lane and to obey certain rules and regulations. This is where you can say no to things that others would expect you to follow naturally, right? Being a bit of a rebel, but in a way where, like, these are the wands, right? In a way where you ignite your own want, that you use that fire energy, right? To remember who you are, and that matters a lot more than what other people are trying to impose on you in terms of how you should behave, where you should go, how to spend your time and money, etc., etc. This sounds pretty easy and obvious, but it's not so easy to do. So this full moon is giving the feminines more of that empowerment to be able to set the boundaries, just to stand for your own beliefs and not be impacted, for your vision not be muddied with something else, right? It's more of that actually authentic and innocent view that you're gonna get as a result. Okay, what do we have for the masculines? What's being released? What are divine masculines releasing during this full moon? And because this full moon is in a water sign, you can use water for different kinds of rituals. We have Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I mean, it kind of felt almost on the side, but yeah, this is Mad Max, I think. Shirley's Tarot. So this is the player energy, but I'm getting it's not just the sexual promiscuity, which what we all usually assume when we talk about player energy. This is more about releasing the habit of staying on the surface, or of only grasping the surface points, right? Like I would say this is a generally a kind of a masculine vibe, right? Not to go deep into details, but kind of focus on grasping more, conquering more, doing more, just moving through. And this is more about adding that layer of understanding. Why, what, and how, right? And this, in order, will release the necessity of just grabbing as much as possible without going into the detail. Because that's when, on the one hand, there is shallowness in approach and how you treat situations and people. But on the other hand, your energy often gets drained when you approach things that way, right? You should be selective in activities, in people, in your values, in your priorities, how you do it. Be conscious about it, right? Not just follow your instincts, you know, animalistic instincts. Yes, I want to feel more power, I want to be more sexually satisfied, whatever, right? That's interesting. So I would say that this is where the third eye chakra plays in, where additional vision is being revealed on what stands behind those patterns of behavior, of that player energy, so to speak. Okay, let's see how the connection is being impacted by this full moon. What does it mean for the connection itself? Wow, 10 of Cups. Anything else? And again, this has children, but it looks like it's, in this case, it's inner children of these guys. And Three of Pentacles, yeah. So first of all, connection to your innocent self, to your inner child. Maybe even inner children, because we have a couple here and it's 10 of Cups. Maybe even inner children playing together. Understanding this is like a symbolism for this eternal connection that exists between the twins, right? And in its nature, on the soul level, it's beautiful and innocent and pure, right? It's going back to basics, to that level of basics and depth at the same time. Three of Pentacles, collaboration. So seeing how those souls, how those entities collaborate, right? How that energy flow works between the feminine and the masculine, right? Especially when there are no 3D burdens that essentially present the whole twin flame journey in this 3D space, right? Between, you know, from our incarnation point to when we get into union, right? We are working our way through the karma, removing obstacles and raising our vibration that essentially gets us towards each other. Not exactly to the soul level, of course, but close enough where we can experience that level of pure love and joy. So it's very interesting to be able to see that. I'm getting that for a lot of people, it will be connected with some visions or dreams, or maybe even hypnosis sessions, whatever it is that is more accustomed, you are more accustomed to. But you can also ask for having that kind of information, those kind of visions and that sort of insight of what it would be like or what it was like, right, for the both of you. And also, how can you collaborate on the soul level, even if you're not necessarily together in 3D space? How can you work on that energetic levels, the two of you together? I mean, you are doing that already, but this, again, this is an extra layer of doing it more consciously. Let's get guidance for advice from the angel therapy for divine feminines. During this full moon in Cancer, what's the advice from the angels? Advice of action. Solar plexus chakra. It is safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. Nice. And that's actually, that's exactly directly connected to the releasing this karmic ties and the feeling of being obligated to follow the rules, right? This is the opposite energy. So you're releasing these divine feminines and you're stepping into, that allows you to step into your power. Where with the solar plexus chakra engaged and activated, you are feeling that you are in charge of your life. And you don't have to listen to a bunch of other people, no matter how much of an expert they are, in order to get to a happy place and achieve success. What do we have for divine masculines watching? What's the advice for divine masculines during this full moon in Cancer? almost there. The peak of the full moon is happening around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it will be during the night for Europe. Third eye chakra. We can't make it up. It's like, well, I told you already, work on your third eye chakra. Yes. It is safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. Yes, so divine masculines expect to see some visions or to get some messages from your guides, from your angels. For where you are, probably some words of encouragement and yeah, and seeing more meaning behind the true connections and behind those cases when you were guided by emotion or animalistic ambition, let's put it that way. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I will be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.